India honoured a Tibetan soldier today. His name was Nyima Tenzin. He died in a mine blast in Ladakh last week. He belonged to the SFF, the Special Frontier Force, an extremely secretive force. I'll tell you about it in a couple of minutes. First, let me tell you about what happened today. Nyima Tenzin's funeral was held outside Leh. It was attended by India's ruling party, the BJP's General Secretary Ram Madhav. He laid a wreath. There were chants of Bharat Mata Ki Jai and Tibet Desh Ki Jai.
Regiment, Jindabad! Vikas Regiment, Jindabad! Jai! Jai! Indian Army! We salute Tibetan! We salute Indian Army! We salute Indian Army! Bharat Mata Ki Jai! Bharat Mata Ki Jai!
Powerful images. This is India holding a public funeral of a soldier, paying tributes to a hero who laid his life in the service of India. These images from Leh have gone viral. The world is watching them. So is China. The country that continues to dishonour its soldiers refuses to acknowledge their sacrifice and buries them secretly. Remember, China is still hiding the casualties of the Galwan clash. The public funeral of this Tibetan soldier is symbolic in more ways than one. And before we discuss why, let me tell you a little about the unit, the Special Frontier Force, SFF. It's an Indian security unit. The SFF is drawn primarily from the Tibetan refugees who are now in India. The force was formed in 1962 in the aftermath of the India-China war. It falls under the direct purview of the Cabinet Secretariat. It is also operationally involved with the army. Reports say this unit is trained in various aspects of mountain warfare. The force played an important role in the 1971 India-Pakistan war, also in the Kargil battle in 1999. That said, the SFF has mostly been covert. It has functioned under the shadows. Here's another question. Does China know about the SFF? Of course it does, but it prefers to fake ignorance because, let's admit it, the whole idea of Tibetan troops fighting in the Indian army, and that too fighting China, is not the kind of story that Beijing likes telling the world. On the 2nd of September, China's Foreign Ministry spokesperson Hua Chunying was asked about Tibetan troops in the Indian army. She said, and I quote, "I'm not aware of that. Perhaps you can ask your colleague in India to ask the Indian side. We oppose any country, of course, that includes India, to provide any facilitation or venue to forces advocating Tibetan independence. As to the relationship between Tibetans in exile and the Indian troops, I'm also very curious. If you could get more information with your report, I would appreciate that." That's what she said. So when the reports of the SFF soldier's death emerged, Chinese mouthpiece Global Times published this article. This is an article from the Global Times, like I said. It says, "Exiled Tibetans in India's special force are only cannon fodder." This is classic China, transitioning from denial to baseless criticism. This Global Times report says, and I quote, "The Indian army does not trust foreign soldiers. Thus, most of the ethnic Tibetans had very low status in the military. Becoming a member of the unit was only their means to make a living." Do you know what Tenzin's father told a reporter? He said the majority of the Tibetan youngsters want to join the Indian Defence Forces. Why? To fight for the country. China may neither acknowledge nor understand such sentiments, but here's something it will. The big takeaway from what happened in Leh today, the public funeral of this Tibetan soldier, was extremely symbolic. This is India hinting at a major shift in its policy towards Tibet. The presence of a senior BJP leader at the funeral can be read as New Delhi's departure from its traditional stand. India has traditionally recognized the Tibetan Autonomous Region as a part of China. But why should India bother with China's sensitivities when China does not do the same? China has engaged in nearly a 4.5-month-long standoff in Ladakh with India. On the 6th of July, Indian leaders wished the Dalai Lama on his 85th birthday. 2 months later, India is holding a public funeral of a Tibetan soldier. As the world rethinks its ties with China, India is already hinting at a blueprint.